questions. So we're breaking it down, and then the last one, basically what we're doing is we're doing the situation, the complication, the complexities with it, and then the question and answer, so that there's that time for it. That's what we're, and then the recommendation when we move forward. So that's what we're happy. And then last one, again our policy to approve and our priority to keeping up to date. Last ones, I don't see any issues, any complexities, problems in there.
They were the first reading last month.
Okay. Anybody have any questions on this? Hearing none? Okay, Brian, did you want to go over that now, or you want to wait?
I can do either. It's up to you guys. You want to hear it now? I'll just repeat it next week. Okay, so yeah, ACTI is
Repeat it,
going.
because we're here twice.
It gives us time to think about things too.
Yeah, ACTI is going well. Mr. Eckenrode decided to stay for a year. He's going to remain and welcome on eventually the new director. But before we hire a new director, we've opened up. We created a new space for the assistant to the director, which will be an administrator's squad. That person will be in charge of the day-to-day operations of ACTI. That way, the director can be the director and start looking forward to property, school plans, expanding programs, all those sorts of things, engaging with business and industry, local business and industry, and do everything the director should be doing and trying to bring those people into ACTI. That person will need a principal certificate to be the assistant to the director, and we're going to start that next month. Well, at the end of the summer, I think. Wait a minute, that one goes out at the end of this month. We will begin to post that and look for people. I also expect within, not within, in the near future, we will probably be discussing, though we'll be bringing land to the board, to JOC, and we'll start discussing what we're going to purchase. I suspect that'll happen in the next couple months. There are numerous plots of property that they're looking at. We got kind of bogged down because, well, they bring us property and one or two get sold off, and before we even get a chance to look at it, and then one or two get put back on. And so it's just sort of this rotation, but sooner or later, and I think it's going to happen, sooner, they're just going to have to go with what they have available and which meets certain criteria. So I expect that to happen too. Like I said, I expect that to happen in the near future.
Are they open to anywhere in Adams County,
No.
or are they looking for a certain area?
We are looking for a certain area. The board, they determined a sort of little triangle, which was sort of central for all the school JOC members to have somewhat, equal distance to. Now, if we find a fantastic property outside of that triangle, I am sure that if it works, we will go with that property. Absolutely. I think at some point you just say, to heck with it. We have to move. We can't wait for the perfect property. For anybody who was kicking around the rumor about purchasing the Hanover Mall, that was wrong. Never a consideration.
Never a consideration.
Never a consideration.
With the JOC.
Never a consideration with the JOC and the JOC's final authority.
They would have gone for that anyway.
Yeah. No, I would
That's
not
York
have gone.
County.
We would not have voted to send Adams County money into York County. It's just that simple. I think anyway. My opinion.
So you're saying that position, because I think it was thought that it was an administrative assistant, but that's
The
not
assistant to
right.
the director, that is
So
correct.
that's not a right title
That
was
is,
given.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the title that they wanted to use. It is more of a principal's position. They will run the day. Nobody understands how much Mr. Eckenrode has done over the last 6 years. That man really, he was the backbone, the legs, the feet. I mean, he was everything to that place. He did everything. He did the director's job. He did an assistant principal's job, the principal's job. That man, lived ACTI. What's that?
I think even the janitor job.
Yeah, and he did, yeah. I mean, he'd hold doors for students, he'd go out in the parking lot and make sure the parking lot's emptied in an orderly manner. I mean, he did everything there. And I think if, by having this administrative position, it takes all that stuff off of his schedule, and he gets to focus on creating those relationships we're going to need down the road. going to need relationships with business and industry locally. They're going to help pay for this, hopefully, and so he needs to be out talking to those people. He needs to go out and engage with the community and find out, also not only with business and industry and community, what sort of programs we're looking to expand to, right? We have 7 programs. Hopefully we'll be, up to 14. Hopefully HVAC and welding is one of them. We did have a local business leader come in not too long ago. Well, it was a couple years ago, but he was adamant that we needed an HVAC position or an HVAC track. He was turning down, jobs left and right because he couldn't find HVAC techs, and that's I think one that just makes so much sense. And that's the kind of thing that Sean, as director, needs to be doing now, rather than holding doors and going outside, make sure kids aren't screwing off in the parking lot, and that sort of thing. We are currently in the middle of negotiations with teachers. I see that going pretty well. Hopefully we'll be through with that in the next month or so. Things are looking good at ACTE. No worries from me anyway. I will say this though, in the future, if you have questions, do not go to a board member from another school district and talk to another board member from another school district who's not even on the JOC. Those people do not know what they're talking about. Come to me and I will answer questions the best way I can. And if I can't, I will talk to someone who can. Mr. Eckenrode, more than likely, Mr. Howard, who is the superintendent of record right now. So, please do that rather than talk about things that other people just are gossiping about. If you want real information, please come talk to me, and like I said, I will answer your questions as best I can.
The only thing I know is that article was in the Gettysburg Times with the Fairfield superintendent, because they're expanding their program over the next, because they said he's down the road, so they're doing things now in their
Well, sure.
welding and all that.
Well, see, the one thing we're going to talk about at our next meeting.
Which I know, not to go, but I know we were doing that,
Sure.
and I don't know whatever happened to that.
Well, originally, if I can.
Go ahead, Claudia, if you need to.
Originally, when we started the JOC, Conewago Valley was supposedly adding a welding program that we were all supposed to be able to get into and be able to use, but something happened, and basically the doors shut, and the only person, only students that were allowed to use it would be Conewago Valley students. So that's what happened there. I think it was actually smaller.
I know, but a couple of years ago, we were like talking to our woodshop person and all digital photography to do some kind of certifications for our students.
Well, that all left when Tom left.
That's what I'm saying, I don't know whatever happened to that.
Well, when Tom left, that left. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
So we lost those classes when he left. He was the only one who was certificated for those positions. But one of the problems we're running into right now is because of, really generosity of she teaches the nursing program, and we have, yes, that's correct. We have 48 kids, I think it is, right now in that program. We can only seat like 25, 24. And we're turning kids away left and right, students away left and right from all school districts. So some people are upset because we're cutting it next year back to 28, rather than that, I think it's 48 now. Don't quote me on the numbers, they're ballpark, it's close. So those are the other things we have to think about. Some of our students are getting turned away for the health program. So that's what we're kind of working on now, looking for ways to accommodate more students in our programs, because they are, students want to go to tech, and we need to give them that opportunity to do tech. So that's one of the problems we're currently dealing with. And there's only one way to solve that problem, is to hire another instructor and expand the building, and that's what we hope to do in the not too distant future. To solve it next year, I don't know what we can do other than rent space somewhere, but I doubt we're going to do that. We don't want to do that. But there is.
Middle school.
Yeah, there is. So there is. It's not in that triangle. It's not in that triangle.
Thinking how we could use that.
Yeah.
can't use it next year anyway, it won't be the following year.
Well,
But
others-
year after though, like if we have it,
Other schools are still
I know,
have, still
but
have
it needs to
be
programs
the
because they
HCI.
don't have enough room, we don't have enough room in Acton for everything right now. So hopefully it grows, it grows, well in the next couple of years.
Thank you,
That's it.
Brian. Does anybody have any other questions?
I do.
Okay.
Carl or Brian could answer this. I got rumors flying all over the place that there's no way it's only gonna be $45 million. It's gonna be $150 million because we were spending $50 million over here just to add an addition. Can you please dispel the rumors that everybody keeps saying?
Oh, I don't know what it's gonna cost.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't-
For the building?
Okay.
Oh, we have no idea.
Well, they wanna know about the building, the land, and the stuff that they have to put in the building in order to teach the
Yeah.
classes.
Yeah, the land's going to cost us. I mean, it is. And especially when people, oh, the school's interested, as soon as they find out local government's interested, I bet you they're gonna say, oh, I can get, an extra $1 million now, But so we gotta be, we gotta be careful with what we do, and we'll get into negotiations for that. But yeah, it's not gonna go cheap, but it's money well spent.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It might not be as much because currently the building is basically a pole barn, pretty much.
Well, currently, yeah, it's a pole barn, it belongs to Gettysburg, now they said they're not in a hurry to get rid of us, however, it's at the back of their school, it's their property,
And it's only 20,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's
They were looking
small,
around
it is
142.
tiny,
It's tiny,
it is
it's
tiny.
so small.
Yeah.
If you look at the diesel, shop, man, it is tight in there, yeah, it is tight in there, I tell you, they do a fantastic job with what they have.
They do.
They do.
Sean makes it work too.
He does.
Really does.
I don't think people understand how lucky we
He'll
are
be
to
able to
have
be a
had him.
CEO, he'll be able to be a CEO, get out.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
He came from Franklin County, he was telling me.
Yep.
Yes, yep.
Any other questions for Brian? Nick, you wanna just wait? Nick's waiting, I'm waiting. Dr. Missler, you waiting?
Yeah, I'm just gonna tease and say that this is all artwork that's on display around the boardroom, as we did last month with STEM. I did ask Ms. Rakowitz if she would be able to get together some artwork. So in the back are pictures of the elementary students did working with the artist in residence.
These are elementary students.
Correct. And some of the pictures on the top are pictures that were done, photos that our elementary students did in previous years. So what you see on the countertop in the back are current year items that Ms. Rakowitz and her third grade students did in her personalized art class. So this is a tribute to her. I'll say a little bit more next week, but I just wanted to draw your attention and to kind of celebrate the photos. We opened up the whiteboards for the students to come down, and you should have seen them coming in here, drawing, creating, and just, it was fantastic to watch them.
Oh, may I add one thing? We're gonna line up, Mr. Eckenrode to come over, soon and give us a presentation. It'll remind us, one, why ACTI is important, and two, I think, he'll have a little section on, where he, sees us going in the future. Thanks.
Is there any other questions? I need a motion to
Well,
adjourn?
wait, for new business,
Yes.
I was very interested to hear Mr. Barthel talk about the whole HVAC thing
Okay.
and making sure that what we're spending with maintenance versus replacing it with something that we might not be able to fix. Have we done that, or can we do that? Because that would save a lot of money if we didn't have to do that.
Ask Steve to put on this committee. Under
Say,
Steve.
ACEs here, these are 20 years old, so they were deemed close to end of life.
That's not what but that's not what he said, the
That would be,
maintenance.
so that would be some of the analysis that we would already somewhat have from feasibility, pre-feasibility standpoint. That these were original build, which was
We could
2003.
just find out what we've been spending each year to fix it, and
Can you
what it
get- have-
versus what it would cost to replace it.
I don't know.
And to verify that we will be able to fix anything
Can
that's
you have
brand
Victor
new.
get some numbers for us?
Yeah.
We'll have
That
Victor
we
get
have
us
the
some numbers.
expertise to fix anything that's new, what we're gonna get.
I imagine you have to train the techs all the time, or
Yeah.
whoever you pull in, since we don't have them here, right? That's right.
Any other new business? Motion to adjourn?
I second Steve, your second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?